Hello, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm sharing this video on how to design this beautiful white brim satellite fascinator. It's very beautiful, it looks very exorbitant, but wait, if you're looking for an affordable fascinator to design, you want to slay like a queen that you are, but the cost of millinery material is so costly and you're looking for one that is not that costly, look at this style. It's very affordable. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, share this video, leave a comment and like the video as well. So what do we need for this design? You'll be needing a millinery wire, gum, soft knit, that's fabric knit, your bishop cap or molded base, then your thread and your needle. That's all you need for this material, and these things are so affordable. But you see this design, it's so beautiful and it looks very exorbitant. So if I do not tell you that it is very affordable, you wouldn't know. Okay, so first thing first, you have to cut your millinery wire to your desired shape. If you look at the picture, you will see that the brim is very wide. So it is the size of your millinery wire that you are cutting now that will determine how wide the brim is going to be. So you have to be careful while cutting your millinery wire. You have to know what you want, how you want it, how big and how small. So when you cut, you use your plier to cut this millinery wire, and you have to be careful while cutting the millinery wire because it can injure you if you don't handle it with care. So after cutting the millinery wire, you now use your thread and your needle just your thread to bind the two edges of the wire together. Yes, and this thread, you have to make it thick, like it must have up to 5 to 6 strands so that you can have a firm hold of the millinery wire. You have to do this firmly. Take your time and sew it up firmly so that it doesn't pull out no matter the pressure that is exerted on the fascinator. So you take your time and tie it up carefully, firmly and neatly. You have to pay attention to the edge of the wire. Like I said, this thing can injure you badly, so you need to be careful. So this is my cap and my fabric knit, the gum and the wire is ready, binded and ready. So the next thing is to cover your wire with the fabric net. You can put the net down and put the wire inside. You can also keep the wire down and use the net to cover it up, then you turn it whichever way you prefer. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment in the comment section and also share this video with your friends. Okay, so when you have that done, you hold both ends of the fabric net carefully, and you need to be careful not to allow any part of this net to fall off your hand, because if it does, you have an opening and that will hinder your progress in this design. So when you hold it up together, up tight, firmly, you can now tie it up with a thread. And also note that the design I showed you pictures earlier on, that are of different sizes and even different design also. So this work now, the way you hold the fabric, the tighter you hold it, the more curves you get. If you hold it very tight, you see that it will give you a lot of curves, it will change the shape. So whichever shape you are looking for, any of those designs that you want to do, depends on how you hold up the fabric here. You can twist it, you can turn it to whatsoever shape that you want. So there's one of those designs that you don't have this, you don't hold it up like this, but no, they do hold it up, just that after the excess, you now trim out the upper part and allow the down part to be there, but before then you have to place your bias so that it will hold it. So we are done with this part. I hope you understand what I mean, that when you hold the fabric up to have this beautiful circle, you tie it up with your thread, then you cut the excess. And I also said that the way you hold it will determine the shape that you get. If you hold it very tight, your shape, your circle will be getting small and it will be giving you curves. So if you don't want curves, you just hold it a little and there will be no curve like what I'm doing. But if you want your thing to have curves, you want the shape to be maybe in triangle, you want it to be oval, then you hold it very tight and you'll be seeing the shape yourself, then you decide what you want. So now we are cutting out the excess knit fabric. Okay, we proceed. Remember to give me a thumb up. Please just subscribe to my channel, like my video and share with your friends. I will appreciate if you subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. Alright, so now we'll place our cap. You have to place this cap where you had the excess fabric that you cut off to cover it. Yes, and also to have what to use and do sewing. That's if you're sewing or if you're using candle gum, you need fabric, you need something to hold on to. So this is it. How am I attaching this cap? I'm using my thread and my needle and I'll be sewing it round. And also to do this attachment, you can use your candle gum. Yes, you just put your candle gum round the cap or around the place that you want to place the cap, and then you place the cap on it while the gum is still hot and it will stick permanently. But I didn't have light at this point, so I had to sew everything. So I am sewing it carefully and neatly. If you decide to sew yours, you have to make it very neat. You have to pay attention to details. You do not allow your thread to show on top of the this cap now. Do not allow your thread to show. Even if somebody looks at this cap, you do not allow them to see thread. Even if it is the same color, don't allow it to show. So that is why you have to pay attention to details here. You have to be careful while sewing. You have to be technical, you have to take your time. Alright, so I'm still on the sewing. I'll be doing that round until I finish, and I'm sure that it is firm. You have to be sure that it is firm. Alright, so our next step now will be to attach our bias, yes, to the edges to cover up the millinery wire. So if you pay attention to what I'm doing, you realize that I'm taking a whole lot of time doing the sewing because I want it to be neat and I want it to be firm. I want it to be beautiful, like you can shake your head and dance up and down and nothing happens. So this is what I'm doing. Please remember to like my video. Just leave a comment in the comment section. What do you think this style, these tips? Do you think this can help you design your own, even if you know how to start it? Do you think this video can help out? Leave a comment in the comments. And if there's any part of this video that you do not understand, please ask question in the comment section and I will reply ASAP. Okay, so this is it now. As you can see, we're done. The fascinator is almost ready. There's no big deal. No matter how glamorous you see someone's satellite fascinator looks, This is how it is done. This is just the basic steps. This is just the basic thing that you need to know about this style. All you need to do is to add your own creativity. Just add something to what you've seen and you'll see that you can do something very beautiful. So I actually put gum, a little gum on it, so that there will be no excuses like it was not firm. You have to. Yes, so this is my bias now. Put your gum on the bias carefully round the bias depending on the length that you are using. Just put your gum and allow it for a while to dry a little before you now place it on the fascinator. So having done that, this brim is really wide and so my bias was very long. So I have attached the bias on the brim, and while doing this too, you have to be careful not to allow the gum to stain your knits, because if it does, it will give you some whitish stain and that will make it a bit messy. So you have to be careful not to allow the gum to touch it, although I will share a video on how to remove stains if you have any. Alright, so this is the end of the bias. So I had to fold in the rough edges and still put gum and then place it on the beginning. There will be an overlap here. You don't allow it to be too joining, showing. You have to allow one to overlap the other so that you have just one point, that's one joining point exactly. So at the end I realized that some parts of bias was not properly covered, so I had to put gum again and press it down again all round. You check it all round to be sure that everywhere is properly covered. So that is it. At this point I am attaching my Alice band. You can use Alice band, you can use elastic band. So to attach the Alice band, you can use your candle gum or you can sew. At this point I didn't have light, so I couldn't use my candle gum machine, so I had to sew it up. So my thread and my needle, and I sew the Alice band to the bishop cap. Again, while doing this particular sewing too, you also have to be careful not to allow your thread to show on the surface of the bishop cap. So you have to be technical here. You have to to be careful while doing this. So I'm done with the Alice band. As you can see, I want to give the inner part of the design a finish touch, so I use my bridal satin to cover where I did all the sewing inside. With the help of gum, use gum to attach the bridal satin. So at the end I had to still use my bias to cover the joining point between the bridal satin and the soft knit. Alright, so this is it. With my gum I now place the bias carefully round and round and round, and again when you get to the edge, the end of the bias, you have to fold in the rough edge, that's the end. You fold it and then you put gum on the folded part and place it on the beginning where you began to place the bias, to have an overlap so that you don't have so many joining. So guys, this is the fascinator. Please remember to leave a comment in the comment section and kindly subscribe to my channel. Share this video. Thank you for watching. See you in our next video.